Headline for story number one. Trump accuses Harris of deciding to turn black, that's a quote, more or less, during a combative panel with black journalists. Now, I'm going to read very quickly from what we pulled from the robot editor from some storylines to give us the story part, and then I'm going to editorialize the hell out of this one, and it's going to get blackety black quick. So if you're not used to that, this is your invitation to, the real side, the Jay Cleveland side of things going forward. The story. Former President Donald Trump made controversial remarks at the National Association of Black Journalism, NABJ convention, where he falsely suggested that Vice President Kamala Harris had misled voters about her racial background. Trump's comments were widely criticized as misleading and racially insensitive. Kamala Harris is of Jamaican and Indian descent. Her father is Jamaican, her mother is Indian, and she has been transparent with her heritage throughout her political career. Kamala Harris is black because this is America and there's a one drop rule, which if you have one drop of black blood in you, you might as well just go along with it and be called black, not try to hide it. So she is black. Yes, she is Indian, but she is also black. She went to a historically black college. She's a part of a Divine Nine original black sorority. She has posited herself as a black person all of her life. And yes, she talks about her Indian aunties and the whole coconut tree thing going forward. But no one thinks that Kamala Harris is not black. In fact, some of the issues are she's not black enough or she's not black enough for the black causes. We'll get to that in a second. Now, Donald Trump and the NABJ whole debacle was just bad from the start. People have been talking about this for days. People had to leave the board because they invited him and the folks were just upset with it. And it turned out from the get-go of the launch of the actual event, a bad thing. Apparently, it was 30 minutes late getting started because of some technical issues. And as Trump came out on the stage and the interviewers came out there and they opened up right from the bat, they didn't have much time. So right from the bat, opened up with the big question, which Donald Trump could have, hit it out of the park. It wasn't really teed up in a bad way. It was kind of lobbed in a nice softball for him to get into it and open up and get into it nice and easy. First thing he said was he complained about them not saying hello, good morning, welcome, because he's Donald Trump. Said it was a nasty interview. The interviewer who was from ABC News, he jabbed at her, just bringing it up for no apparent reason, although reasons were apparent to him, stating that it was a nasty question. And it went on a little ways to that one. Complaining about the audio, which apparently there were some audio issues. Harris Faulkner of Fox News sort of helped defend the president and get him back into some shape and going on to that one. And not answering the question about, race baiting, which caused a whole 30 minutes full of race baiting. Now, he had an hour's worth of time to give. It started 30 minutes late, so he only gave about 35 minutes of actual time on the stage. The Secret Service, the campaign folks just started, doing the wrap it up after about 30 minutes, so it was there. And I didn't see it live. I was listening on the radio, Sirius in the car that it was happening. I did some things. I looked at my watch and turned it on, saw that it was going, went to YouTube to get the live feed and started from the beginning, got into it about 15 minutes of it, and then turned it off to watch the commentary, which is live because it was over by then. Watched a whole lot of people and a whole lot of Republican black folks say, what the hell happened in this thing? And a whole lot of Democratic black folks saying, we knew this was going to happen for this thing. And a full day of commentary of just people going, if you didn't know who he was, now you know. Now, I did watch the whole entire thing 3 times. I did a little hot take real quick to kind of go with it to get some reaction and get some quick reaction to use for this here and use from other things going forward. I don't have the time in life to actually do the full video I want to, but I think I'm going to write something throughout the day to go along with a couple days worth of things that Donald Trump and his transformation from him being shot 2 weeks ago and now showing that not only is he, like he said, didn't get better, he's probably gotten worse. That's a bigger topic for later. One of the most defining commentaries I got was watching Chris Cuomo's show last night, where it transitioned from Leland Vittert, who they were going to do a segment about the thing, but didn't get to because they were doing a lot of stuff on. We'll talk about the next story, the leader, the Hamas leader that was killed, and how that's changing the shape of things in the Middle East. So they didn't get to Donald Trump specifically, and then not it was so intricate that in fact in the cut there's a bump, a tease, a time where and they switch over times and the stuff. It actually cut off Chris Cuomo beginning the statement because he was already into it, saying, "I'm going to give you the answer off the bat. Donald Trump is who he said he is. I'm glad that NABJ let him on to give him the chance to be who he is." But this was no surprise. This was no shock. This is who he is. And he used this forum that he said he was going to use for unity and to reach out to the black community to just dog whistle and show the folks that he really wanted to, the non-this, waving at my face if you're not watching the video, exactly what's going on. He's going to fight for you and fight for what you want and fight against the nasties. The nasties happen to be these nasty people on stage who, unfortunately for them, were black women journalists. So journalists is an issue. Women are kind of an issue. And although he's trying to garner more black men specifically because they seem to not be as stuck to the Democratic Party as the women, they want a strong fighter as well. Yeah. There are so many more nuanced things to that one. He was asked a question about was J.D. Vance ready to go on day one. He basically said, it doesn't really matter, in which J.D. Vance is like, yeah, you know what? I don't really matter. That happened. He talked Kamala Harris up a bunch. He bashed about President Biden, dropping out of what's going over. He complained about ABC over and over again, essentially because he doesn't want to debate on ABC going forward. And there was some just general, there was a whole big thing about pardoning the January 6 people and saying, well, they're innocent, we'll pardon them. It's like, well, they got charged with stuff and indicted and are in jail, which would say they're not innocent. It was a word salad of all word salads and was extremely tasty if you're into the drama scene. But if you're a person looking for actual politics and actual answers, none were given at the NABJ yesterday by President Donald Trump. Lots of words were said. No answers were given that were of sufficity. Not a real word, but hey, if we're word salading, why not do that today? This is a big sword tumble of mess, a big BS of BS. And so that is what it is. It's hot mess all over the place. And we just have to say that right now. And I've gone very long on this statement. So I apologize for that in the normalcy of the sort of pithiness of 8 stories. We'll speed through other stories quickly, I promise. But I want your comments on this one, more comments on this one, because it's an issue of people who were supporting Trump have more reason to support him because he went and fought the nasties. He fought the journalists. He fought the nasty black folks who were trying to attack him. People who were against Trump are like, dude, what? He had a chance. He blew it. I can't take this guy. People in the middle, I'm not sure how you can't make your decision. Unfortunately, it's not so much on policy. It really is the personality. Do you like or dislike Trump enough to not go with what's going on? Do you like or dislike Kamala Harris, who, as a black man, I have issues with Harris as a candidate. I wasn't not going to vote for her as a presidential candidate 4 years ago. Well, I would if she would have got against Trump, but I wasn't going to vote for her in a primary because she was not my choice. Oddly enough, one of the vanilla white guys would have probably been my choice. But now it's who we have. It's Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, and it's the choice. I'm looking for your choices, looking for your input, looking for your thoughts. I'm looking for you to call me an idiot because, trust me, it's coming.